Okay, good morning. So why don't we start off by you telling us your name and what you do?
My name is Tristan Veron. My stage name is Titou, and I am an independent bedroom musician slash guitarist slash producer slash loser. Uh,
As an independent musician, why don't you describe a little bit about your music making process? Because as I understand, it's different from non-independent musicians.
yeah, so for the most part, it's just me. I'm just one guy. So I'm in my bedroom. I have my monitors and my interface. I just plug my guitar in. Normally, I sit for an hour. Like I just hit record and I just noodle for an hour. And if an idea comes out, just oh, this is good. I'll just like snip it out. Maybe I put it in an existing song, or not. It's like a whole song on its own, and then I just program drums over it, and slowly but surely, you start to get a full arrangement. You mix the songs and all that crap. So yeah.
Guitar time. Whoa, Tristan with his guitar.
Brown.
Brown.
Do you need more space, more? Okay.
That's fine.
So why don't you walk us through what you're doing?
So what I'm doing is I'm plugging my guitar into my interface. It takes my guitar signal and it goes to my computer, and my computer will process all of my tones. All of my tones are digital. I'm a filthy Gen Z kid. Okay, where the fuck is my pick?
Common musician struggles.
Turn up the volume, bro, if you don't mind. Okay, we are going to go for.
So why don't you tell us a bit about your new project as well?
Uh, Well, I'm trying to do a lot of weird shit. I'm trying to do some more death metal stuff. That kind of vibe. But I'm also trying to do something like a little bit more funky, so
So how is this different from your first project?
I mean, a lot of it is still the same. I'm still doing the kind of sound, but I guess I'm starting to not be afraid of like doing faster stuff and getting more aggressive drums and stuff. I think as well, like starting to break out of this, starting to go into higher chords like.
Okay, so Titou, how is the progress with your current album?
Well, right now I'm in the final stages. I'm in the mastering process. Things are sounding good. A lot of my levels are red, which means that it's mastered. So it sounds pretty damn good, I think. Gonna roll it out soon.
Hi.
You've brought a friend along with you today. Would you mind introducing her to us?
Well, I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Noelle. Also, you can find me as Noelle Ng Uno Bei. I'm a singer-songwriter. I also know a bit of production, and I also gig around KL. I also have music out on Spotify, stream quarantine. Please, I beg you. Thank you.
How would you describe the independent music scene in Malaysia? And how would you describe the relationships that you have formed with the other members of the scene?
Well, I think that the independent music scene is like a really cool, tight-knit community. I've made a lot of friends like who not only do music but photo, video, even like mix engineers and stuff. So I would describe it as like a really chill scene. It might be a bit hard to get into. It can be a little bit cliquey sometimes, and there are quite a few assholes / snakes in the scene, but that's normal. So yeah, it's whatever, man. Like I'm really happy with the friends that I've made, like Noel, Mohan, Sim, countless others like Dawood and everyone. So yeah.
Noel?
I've been around longer than Titou, so I would say that I think that the indie scene in KL or like in Malaysia in general, it's a bit fractured, as in we tend to huddle around people with the same languages. So I think it's improving with the pandemic, which is something strange to say because with the internet, everyone's more connected nowadays, and a lot of people do their production online rather than in person. But yeah, the indie scene is actually thriving. It's just that it's very hard to get into unless you know people from that scene.
Yep.
And it's a very interesting place to be as well, because as you know, doing art in Malaysia is not a profitable thing. So a lot of people in the indie scene, they're really doing it out of passion. Everything is passion project. They are spending their own salaries from their day jobs to shoot MVs, to do like insane productions and stuff just because they like it. So yeah, like I do think that we need more people to see what's going on the indie scene in Malaysia, and just look around and ask around and you get there lah.
Thank you guys for your
No problem,
honest
man.
opinions.
Don't date a musician, guys.
I understand that you are now in the process of making your second album. So you have released an album before. Was it
Yep.
last year, 2021?
Yeah. Last
Okay.
year, 2021.
So what are some of the lessons that you learned from the creation of your first album, and how has that changed the way that you are approaching your current project?
Well, I learned a lot more about songwriting, filling in the space with more production. So, layers and layers. I've just been trying to add more and more so that it sounds full and thick, because without vocals, there's a lot of empty headroom. So you can really just like fill it out with a lot of shit. So that's one thing that I've learned. But also, I've kind of learned more about production. That's the part where I feel like I've grown the most. I've learned more about low cuts and high cuts, and actually how to EQ stuff properly, and not to clit my fucking projects. So yeah, that's just my sound, bro. So
Yeah. How long is that? 5 minutes.